And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Friday, January 14th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello everybody and welcome. It is a Friday morning and it is frosty out there, and my thermometer on the car said 29 degrees. MJ, does that agree with you? Sorta? She says 27. Okay, I got a warm car. Oh, Elvis Huff joins us this morning to talk about Wilson Bank and Trust. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're not flying planes today?
No, sir, not today. Not today.
You did a program with me some time back about the Experimental Air Association. I believe that's what it's
Yes,
called.
sir, that's right.
Anyway, remember you from that, and you've been here to do the bank commercial once or twice, I think.
Yes, sir, that's right.
So we welcome you again.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
All right, where are you? You're at the main office?
Operations building, that big building behind the main office there.
All right. Well, they're all up there in a cluster, but how long you been at the bank?
Going on 6 years. 6 years next month. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, what do you got for us today?
Well, so wanted to talk a little bit about, cybersecurity and really take that down to a level, just talking about scams. I hear a lot from people, that says, hey, my cousin or my mother, my father, someone in my immediate circle has been impacted, and they've gotten this call. And, we think about security of someone hacking in, and just wanted to talk a few minutes about some things that, that I'm reading and seeing out there that's happening, and kind of share that with the listeners.
Good idea. I'm going to listen too.
All right.
What's first on your list?
Well, so just, and I'll talk about a virtual phone number, and I was just noticing as I walked into the station this morning, a couple of phone lines, and I'll throw out Google Voice, and it's a great service. You can get a virtual phone number, but the attackers, the scammers, are using these numbers and creating them using a legitimate person's email address. And so what I wanted to talk about for just a couple of minutes, I'll make this real simple, is, we all know those robocalls that we get. Gosh, you talk about your car, your warm car. I hope you've got a warranty on that, because there's people out there that call us all the time selling a car warranty. But we know that that's generally a scam. But what about those calls where it's another person on the other end, a live person, not a robotic voice, but that's asking us to, just, hey, what's our phone number? Or I'm going to verify a code. I'll give you an example. Say you get a call one day from someone claiming to, just want to sell you something, or it needs to verify your information. They're from some, government entity, quote unquote. And it's, of course, a scam call. But as we get through that, we feel pretty good. And we just give them our name, address, and a phone number, our real cell phone number. Well, what's going to happen is the attacker, that's all they want. They don't want your information, anything else. They don't want your social, but they want to use your name to take that and register it with one of these Google Voice virtual numbers. And just a couple of weeks ago, the FBI put out an article, as well as Security Week, and I've actually got an article going up on my blog today talking about this, where we're seeing this happen a lot. And what will happen is when you trace back that Google Voice number, it will actually come back to, say, Elvis Huff, if I gave them my real cell phone number. So the takeaway is this: just simply, remind people of use an ear of caution. Just because someone is a smooth talker on the other end, maybe they're not hitting us right off the bat. It seems innocent enough, but to keep our guard up. And then if someone says, hey, I'm from Wilson Bank and Trust, and maybe they don't believe that, they can always hang up and call us back at the bank or some other entity. Just to take a second and go, what is it that they're wanting me to do here? And if for any reason someone feels uneasy about that, to end the call and to reach back out. Because as we see, those virtual numbers offer a lot of anonymity for the attacker. It allows them to hide behind the real identity.
What's the worst case scenario for somebody who has given them something they probably shouldn't have?
Worst case, I know of some people that have given out their social and date of birth, as well as their usernames and passwords, and that allows the attacker then to assume the victim's identity, and so it's a cat and mouse game for sure.
Wow! So you could have your bank account depleted by somebody doing that if you gave them enough information.
Yes, sir, that's right. When, of course, at Wilson Bank, we've got a lot of controls in place to mitigate and reduce that risk. A lot of our, every employee goes through all the required training and above and beyond that. But exactly, just reminding people just to be cautious, and if they get a phone call that they weren't expecting, to make sure that they reach back out at a number they already know.
I can't imagine where I'd be giving my Social Security to somebody, Social Security number to somebody I wasn't familiar with. I don't think you need to ever do that.
No, and I agree. And you bring up a good point. As I wrap up, as I think about, we all say, hey, I would never give out my social.
Tried enough.
No, that's right. Well, you're exactly right. But you know what the attackers will do, and I've talked to many victims when this happens. The attackers, the scammers will ask you not for your social, but they'll ask you to just verify the first three or the last four, and the attacker may have the middle two or the first three or the last four, and so you're giving out pieces of the information, and then that allows them to take that and then run with it.
And if you suspect something, I think it's always good to and you welcome people to call the bank and verify anything.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Call us at Wilson Bank and Trust, and absolutely we'll be happy to help in any way we can and verify.
All right, well, some good information this morning. Elvis Huff, thank you for being with us. And we'll close as we usually do by reminding you it's Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. They're still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are about 10 minutes after the hour, and this morning we're going to do our second in a series of our Friday Senate report, and here he is, Senator Mark Pody.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good morning, Senator. It's good to see you today.
Coleman, it is great to be here, and it was chilly this morning when I got up, and we got snow coming, buddy.
Well, that's what they say, and I'm not going to argue with them. I wish it weren't so, but...
Well, at least it's on a weekend, so maybe a lot of people will be able to enjoy it. And then Monday is Martin Luther King's Day, so not a lot of people will be going back to work, and maybe it'll melt by the time that...
And school is always out on that day, too. So everybody's got what do we call this, a 3-day weekend, I guess.
And you know what? I love it in Tennessee because snow comes, stays just a day or two and goes. So we can have some fun out in the snow, but it's not going to stay here forever. So that's good.
Well, there's been a lot of discussion. The TV has had this on the news quite a bit. We've done reapportionment, and some congressional districts and some House and state House and Senate districts are being changed, and I think that's something we want to talk about.
Absolutely. So all the redistricting, the maps are public. They're out there. I can start with the congressional ones, and they have to be exact. So every congressional district has to have the exact same number, where in the state House or the state Senate, there's a little bit of flexibility that they can have. But in this case, I'll get it right down to the same person. So if everyone has the same number down to the person. I think there's one district that might have one more person than the others, but they put it right down to the number of people.
Wow.
And so when they did the congressional maps, we have 9 congressional seats, and then, of course, the 2 state or U.S. Senate seats, and they cover everything, so they're never redone because they always have the whole Tennessee, but the whole state. But in the congressional ones, they did here in Wilson County divide Wilson County, so we would actually have 2. So we would have right now John Rose, and the other one we would be sharing would be Cooper out of Davidson County. So they've redone that seat to make that seat go from Wilson County, and it would go all the way down to Murray County, all the way down to take Lawrenceburg, so it covers a lot, part of Williamson County and so forth.
Do you have a vote on that?
It'll be voting on probably Thursday that we'll be voting on.
So it's going through the committee process?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. However, when we're looking at it, not everybody's happy, but to get the numbers correct, and we have to have it done by the time everybody's filing for elections, which is going to be, the primary is actually going to be in August, and then the elections in November. So we have kind of a really tight deadline to get these done.
Do you anticipate much change? You've got the maps there.
I do, and is it the exact way that I would have drawn it? No. And I was one that I probably would have left Davidson County alone and just left it with just Cooper and not divide it all up the way they did into 3 ways. However, I can see the logic in what they're trying to do both ways, and they've done a lot of work. I was not on those committees when they did the work.
Would the numbers have allowed that?
They could have done that, and there were some maps floated around like that. However, when you do it there's so many different ways that you can say to skin a cat or whatever, and this is just one of them. And this one's perfectly legal, and I think it's going to be challenged in court, but I think it'll stand up for all the court challenges.
There's nothing illegal about it from your perspective here that would cause a court to change this. It's legal in that respect. So they're really probably fighting a losing battle there by challenging it. But
yes.
I can understand the being discouraged about it, not liking it. And have you heard any comments from Representative Cooper on this?
Not from Cooper, but I did reach out to early on to Congressman Rose, Congressman Green, some of the other ones that are surrounding us, and just saying, and Congressman Dave Charley, I did speak with them to say, hey, what are you all looking at? And none of them, I don't think that, when I talked to Mark Green, he said, this is not my favorite map. This isn't exactly what I'd like, but I can live with it. So far, that's kind of what it was. Nobody's saying this is their favorite map, but they all can live with it.
But apparently it's gone far enough that if there's any changes, it's probably going to be very minor, it would sound to me like.
That's correct. Now, it is going to mean that Wilson County will have 2 congressmen, which is kind of neat. But Wilson County is growing, but we've had 2 congressmen before. So for a while, we had Cooper was in Wilson County for a while. So 10 years ago is when some of those things changed, and he'll be back into Wilson County now.
Okay, well, it's time, actually, it's a little past time for us to take a break. Our Friday Senate Report with Senator Mark Pody will continue momentarily here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and that low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic starting to build right on schedule 24 and through the Hickory Hollow area. Here comes that traffic in from Rutherford County. Trying to move a wreck right now on the 900 block at Church Street, Briley Parkway, and Ashland City Highway. We saw some flashing lights over there a few minutes ago. Tons of radar out here this morning. Make sure you slow it down. Visit PensacolaBeach.com and plan out your next trip to the beach. Log on today, PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company, specializing in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions. Did you know that auctions are a fast and efficient way to sell your property? Auctions reduce time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call us for an in-home consultation today at 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auctions, 728 West Main Street in Lebanon, or find us online at agandjohnson.com. Voted best auction company in Wilson County.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Start out with Coleman & Company, thanks for joining us. Our Friday Senate Report, Senator Mark Pody's here. Well, we've talked about the congressional redistricting here. We still got 9 congressional districts in the change you talked about. But there's change with the Senate, House, the State Senate, and the State House of Representatives. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Your district in particular here.
Yes, mine changed dramatically. Mine was one of the biggest changes in the entire state of all the state senators. I went ahead. They actually redistricted and put me into Davidson County as well. So they took away 5 of the counties, 5 of our good rural counties, and I'm going to miss representing them. So I won't have Clay, won't have Macon, I won't have Smith, I won't have DeKalb, and I won't have Cannon. All the counties that I've represented for so many years are gone. And I'll be down to Davidson County. and I'll be representing almost 70,000 people in Davidson County. That's about 10% of the county.
Well, you have all of Wilson?
All of Wilson.
All of Wilson and part of a little section of Davidson.
That's correct.
And that's it.
That's correct.
Okay.
So if we break the numbers out, Wilson will be about 2/3 of the population, and then Davidson County will be about 1/3. And if I take and look at it, it's almost like if you take a drawing pen and go around the airport, follow 40, go around the airport and go around Percy Priest Lake, that's kind of what it looks like. And the rest of it, there's going to be 3 other senators in Davidson County, and they'll be strictly in Davidson County, and I'll be the 4th one getting a portion of it.
But as I think about this, you're saying that you had all of Wilson County before. You're still going to have all of Wilson County. And the addition of that slice of Davidson there. And that slice of Davidson is equivalent population-wise to the population of these other counties that you're losing?
That's correct. That's correct.
Wow.
So it is, and I love going up to the rural counties. I mean, it is something that I like working with them, and they're agricultural, and I've been, I got a little farm myself, so I work, and I got a farming background, so I'm going to be missing some of those, but I know I'll be meeting the new people in the urban area, and I'll be starting to represent them, and I'll work hard for them.
What about the representatives? How much has that changed?
So
and in
that has
Clark Boyd and Susan Lynn.
Yep, but I know you got Susan, I think, coming on Monday, and I'll probably let her go through and tell her, or what she's going to represent and so forth. They got a much better handle on what's happening in the House than I do.
Okay, all right, but it's changed some.
It's changed some, yes.
All right. What else is going on? This has been the big thing, and you were telling me during the break here, this is mostly really what you've been working on. But
Cool. I've got some good news today, Coleman.
All right, let's hear it.
The first day, we do not have to go into the emissions. So this is the day.
You have been working on this for quite some time.
Several years. I have been diligently working on this for years, but it's finally here. Today is the first day we don't have to do it, so I'm so happy, and I think everybody else is going to be saying I don't have to go in and get my tags done that way.
I have wondered if there's been any emissions testing actually been done the first 13 days of January. I have no idea. I haven't got out there to see.
Well, there won't have to be any more from here on. I will tell you something along that line, though, is I am trying to run a bill, and I've already got it through the committees. It's going to say that if you go in to get your tags, your driver's or your license plates, you can have an option to say, do I want to renew it for 1 year or 2? And look, if I'm going in, I can renew my driver's license for like 8 years. I can do so many things for so much longer, but I don't like having to go in. It's one more thing I got to do absolutely every single year, where we could do it a little bit easier, just saying, hey, we want a 2-year tag. The price will stay, then I got to pay 2 years of the price. So the county, nobody loses any money that way, but it's just convenience for us, and you don't have to do it 2 years. If you wanted to renew it every year, you can. So we're making that go through right now.
How do the county clerks feel about that?
So some of the clerks have been okay with it. Some of the clerks have said we got to make sure that we do it for just residential and not commercial. And there's some things that they want to say, hey, look, what happens if somebody's got a specialty plate? How does that work? So we're working out some of those details as now. So I met with the county clerks on several different occasions and trying to take in all of their concerns to make sure we address those as well. But we did a poll on it, and this was overwhelmingly happy. So we sent out almost 9,000 questionnaires. We got over 817 back, and it was like 90-some% of the people said, please give us this option. So it's really popular.
I don't want to nitpick too much, but I just thought about something here. Let's say you've got some older person, either man or woman, widow or widower, let's say, and if they renew it for 2 years and they die after 6 months, what's going to happen?
It'd be the same thing that if they renew it for 1 year, and they die after 1 month. So nothing's going to change on that.
You don't get your money back.
Don't get your money back. Don't get your money back.
So in some situations like that, they might think, well, I'll just do it 1 year at a time, and that would be okay.
Absolutely.
Which that part doesn't change anyway. You got to do it at least for 1 year. So okay.
So
well, I just wondered.
Yep, and that's why I just want to give people an option. I'm not forcing it on anybody. They just have that option, whatever they want to do. The next thing.
What are the chances? I mean, is there really much opposition you found so far to that?
No, okay. I don't have. I've had some of the clerks have concerns about it, but and I want to be very much working with the clerks to address every single issue that I possibly can with them. But the citizens, the constituents want this. And, so if the clerks feel that, and they're up for re-election this year, so if they feel that this is something they want to, bring up in their campaign, they're welcome to. But this is overwhelmingly popular with people having that option. The next thing, the governor's coming to town today.
Oh,
So Governor Lee's going to be here. He'll be here in actually about an hour, and he'll be at the fairgrounds. So there's going to be, I think, at Dairy. They're having one of their conventions over here in Tennessee at the Ag Center, and so the governor's going to be addressing them. So he'll be here this morning.
are you going to pay him a visit?
I will be over there. Yes. So I'll say hey
You're
to the
going to
governor.
pay everybody a visit along with the governor.
I try and make as many events as I possibly can. And Coleman, I got to give a shout out to our advisory board. We started that back up, and every single week I try and meet with a group of citizens, and just to go over the bills that we're thinking about running or that that's being presented that I got to vote on in committees and such. And they have been so helpful. They have for years and years. I've always had people come and give me advice, and it's just everyday citizens that come in and say, hey, here's what my thoughts are.
Well, I think you really publicized those who serve on this, and some have probably done it more than once. And but over the years, you've had there's a big number of people who have been a part of this.
Yes, and if somebody has an interest, we always want to sit down and talk with them so they could come and do that. But I will tell you that I highly value these individuals. And we were going over some bills, and I thought, this bill's not going to go anywhere. And when we sat with the committee, I thought, they said, yes, this is what we wanted. And that had to be with conservatorships, where, we got a note from one of the local judges. I represent, 6 counties now. So one of the judges had sent something in saying, maybe before we have a conservator appointed over somebody's estate, that they should actually be looking and have some training for it. And that would mean that we've got to make sure we have training set up. We got another layer of government that we got to make sure that this is done. And I thought, I don't think the board's going to like this. And they all said this was a great idea. So I'll be running that bill as well. And this is right from the board, them saying, picking this as a bill that they think is important, and I'll run it.
You mentioned last week, I think you said this, that there were a number of bills that, for whatever reason, didn't make it through last year, and that I think you said something like maybe half of them or more probably shouldn't have. But,
yes.
But what about the leftovers from last session?
So we have a lot of those, and they're already starting to hear those in committees now, and they don't have to be read on the floor like the new ones will. And I don't think that there's going to be as many new bills coming up as we normally would have, because I think with looking at the new district maps, a lot of people want to get out and campaigning in their new districts. So I think it's going to be a much shorter year than we normally would be having.
One other thing that's been mentioned, I can't remember whether it was you or Representative Boyd last Monday, but about the BEP and maybe revising the state's formula with the distribution of education money to the different districts.
I'm going to tell you, Coleman, of all the years that I've been through education, watching, even before I got into politics, I think there's more changes in education right now than I've ever seen. People saying that virtual learning, they're having to do that. There are, more people perhaps staying home, and this has changed how we're going to be educating our kids going forward. And we want to make sure that the funding's there to handle all the options that people are going to be having. I don't know what the new BEP funding is going to look like, but the old system that was, 30 years old, it's time to at least relook at that and make sure that it's fair for all the students across the state of Tennessee.
Is this fairly controversial? Your little counties are wanting more money because they have the lower population. They've gotten less money, I guess, because of that. They seem to need more. Here, we're saying we need more, and if the state doesn't provide it or the state takes some of it away, the county's got to come up with more. It's kind of there's several prongs to this thing.
That's exactly right. So some of the bigger counties or more affluent counties, like Wilson County, are saying, why should we continue to subsidize and have our tax dollars go to all the other counties, and we're having to pay more here locally than what some of the other counties do. Some of the other counties get most of their money from the state, where like Wilson County doesn't. We've got to fund it ourselves. And so the argument is that really fair that Wilson County citizens have to pay a little bit more than some of the rural counties. Yeah. And so it's got to be a balancing act, because the rural counties, those kids deserve a good quality education as well. So we want to make sure that there's a basic funding going for everybody.
Well, there's the argument, too, that we just need to spend more for education, and they're talking about per pupil expenditure here in the county, maybe in the state as well. And I'm sure you hear both sides of this, and it's a balancing act for you people in the legislature.
It absolutely is. And sometimes, though, we look at some places that we do spend more money per student, and there's no new benefit. There's no new outcome. Even if we spend 20% more on a student, and as an example, if we spend a lot more money per student in Memphis, but we're not seeing any new outcomes. So when we say, hey, we're going to give more money to some of these lower performing schools like in Memphis, Shelby County, and there's no outcome, then was the money worth the time that we spent it? Was it worth the value? And then other ones, I look at like Lebanon Special, they have a little bit extra money, and because they're their own taxing entity, but you can definitely see that they have better outcomes. So sometimes it shows that it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's got to be used judiciously, and not just saying we're going to give everybody more money as a blanket.
Okay, well, we'll end on that note this morning, but thanks for a good report, and we'll do it again next Friday.
Coleman, I look forward to it. Thank you, buddy. And by the way, happy birthday this week.
Thank you. Senator Mark Pody, our Friday Senate report. Stay with us for more here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. Large inventory of new and used Kubota mowers, RTVs, tractors, hay equipment, and more. Come in Saturday. Free popcorn. Check out the new Kubota products. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. The heavy traffic right on schedule 24 through the Hickory Hollow area. All that traffic 24 west coming in from let's say Rutherford County from Murfreesboro, 24 west at Harding Place. That appeared to be a minor accident. 900 Church Street should be out of there in a few minutes. A little bit of radar earlier on I-40 coming in from Hickman County and Dixon County. Visit PensacolaBeach.com and plan out your next trip to the beach. Log on PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Love is in the air. Would you just love to sell your home, but you don't know what it's worth?
We would love for you to call us, and we can preview your home and tell you the current market value.
There is no obligation. We love selling homes, and we would love to sell yours.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoler at Exit Rocky Top Realty, C&D Team 443-3130.
She's taken care of you your whole life. Now it's your turn to take care of her. But with a family of your own and other responsibilities, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's why it might be time to call the Pavilion Senior Living. From bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and meals, the Pavilion Senior Living is committed to being senior living you can trust for your loved one. Find out more at pavilionseniorliving.com or call 444-5556. That's 444-5556.
It's finally Friday, and today's forecast calls for cloudy skies with highs in the mid-40s. On Saturday, we do have a chance of a wintry mix with temperatures in the low 40s. We have another shot of snow on Sunday as well. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's Look at Your Forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
You didn't make it without us.
Coleman and Company, we're having a good time here this morning, but one of these days that on-the-air light's going to work again, and that's what I used to watch all the time. Now I have to either listen or watch MJ wave at me, but we're starting part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Friday morning without snow so far, and we do welcome our friends from the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. We've got Medina. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And we have Miss Judy.
Good morning.
I just reversed it this
That's
time.
all right. That's
Y'all both doing okay?
Doing great.
Yep.
Getting
All
ready
right.
for the snow.
Yeah.
Well, we always tell people you're located, Exit Rocky Top Realty, the C&D team, located at 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service. Somebody answers the phone 24 hours a day. They're people you can trust. And Medina always tells us to,
Don't make a move without us.
we'll let her say that 2 or 3 times. Get us started, Miss Judy.
Well, when you was talking about the snow, I mean, it seems like everybody, every time it's going to give snow, everybody goes, can we move our closing up? Can we go ahead and do it quicker? Can we do it early? Can we go a day early, a week early, or what? So that we can get our moving van loaded, not in the snow. So it happened last weekend, and now it's happening this weekend. So we're leaving here and going to a closing. So,
so you can do that.
as long as the attorney's offices are ready and they've got all the figures ready and all the T's are crossed and
Eyes are dotted.
I's are dotted, then we're going. So we have to coordinate several different people because sometimes the banker wants to come and then the attorney's there and then we're there and then you got to get the buyers there, get the sellers there and make sure everybody's got their cashier's checks. And so there's about 15 calls to make and then we'll tell them, okay, we can do it.
But you don't dot T's and cross I's.
That's right. Sometimes we feel like we do. And while you're talking about that, when the guy was on from Wilson Bank talking about the fraud and everything, that's something in a real estate agent, we have to use very much confidentiality all the time because people will list their house and, well, don't tell anybody what I'm asking for it yet till I decide.
Yeah.
And there's been times, we have signs on our cars that they go, take your signs off when you're in our driveway. We don't want anybody to know we're going to put it on the market yet. Because we've had people call us and go, I saw your car in so-and-so's yard. Are they going to sell their house? And I'm like, so we have to be very confidential because people are very private because this is a private matter. And, we have to be careful because it's public record. Once the house closes and it's recorded at the courthouse, anybody can go up and see how much somebody's house sold for or how much they paid for a house. But a lot of people don't want to say it. They don't want us to tell it. They don't want somebody else to tell it. If they want to know, they can go up there and look. That's what they say. So we have to, you have to be very confidential with people's details. And of course, we're collecting their information. We see the documents that have their Social Security numbers and a lot of their banking records. There's things that we we get to see that as long as the seller and the buyer knows what we're doing, that we have to keep to ourselves. And then like all our records, we're required to keep them 8 years. And we keep all of ours 10 years just to be on the safe side. But then we have to shred those when they're all done because there are documents that have very private information on them. And then we know a lot of private information. I mean, if people go, hey, look, I'm going to get a divorce and we'll sell my house. Well, we can go out here and tell people, unless we have their written permission, that they're selling the house because they're getting a divorce or they're selling the house because they're getting another job. There's things that we just cannot tell. So you have to make sure your real estate agent's going to keep their mouth shut.
That's just what I was going to say.
They've got, there's things that it's confidential unless they give us permission to tell it.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful. You have to do that because and people will try every way in the world to get the information from you.
And you're women.
Now, what does that mean?
I don't know what that means. I think you should have kept that one.
MJ even stood up for that one.
No, it's really you have to be you do have to be careful because people want to try to get the information from you, and usually our answer is that's confidential information. If you want to know, you talk to the person yourself, and that way we have to protect ourselves and protect our customer.
Well, I'm trying to be a little humorous
we
this
know
morning,
that.
but it is a serious thing, and you do take it very seriously.
Yes, we have to. We have to because it is very confidential information, and if they want to share it, we let them share it. We don't. So I'm going to let Medina talk.
It's Medina's turn.
Well, talking about snow reminds you of school, which reminds you of we had a contest about Santa letters.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have already
giving the winners their money, so we wanted to announce the winners. It was in the Wilson Post yesterday, or Wednesday's Wilson Post as well. But at Sam Houston, the winners were, the student was Miss Lily Ash, and she received $150. And then Miss Ford received $300 to go toward her classroom. And that was compliments of Judy and myself. And then we had another one at Byers Dowdy, and the winners were Lucas Spain. He won $100. And then Miss Kingery won $200 at Byers Dowdy, and that was compliments of Diana Cavender. Okay. And so this was the Santa letter was chosen, and then these people receive their money, and they can use that however. And the teacher can use it toward her classroom supplies or for a party for her children in the classroom. So that was a fun thing to do. We received bundles of letters from Santa, and Santa read them all and chose them.
So you got 4 happy people now.
4 happy people, yes.
It
was so sweet, yes. Yes, the teachers were excited, and so were the kids. The kids, their eyes got big when they heard their name, and everything. Yeah. So it was fun. Yeah. It was fun doing that. But wanted to talk about 2 listings that we've got real quick. One of them is on Canoe Branch Road. It's 3079 Canoe Branch Road. And it is listed at $549,900 with 1.5 acres. It is right around 3,000 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. And it has a covered porch all the way around. It's one of those wrapping porches, and has a 2-car oversized garage with an attached shed like for your lawnmower and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it has a storm shelter in the garage. It also has a separate entrance into the garage, to the bonus room over the garage. So if you had a teenager or a guest, they could come in and enter without disturbing you in the house. So that one is listed at $549,900. It has beautiful views with 1.5 acres.
It's out Hunters Point way.
Yes, out to Hunters Point, and then turn right there at Hunters Point North, and then it turns into Canoe Branch Road. And then we have another one on Lovers Lane, which is down Rome Pike, down the east side, and it is 441 Lovers Lane, and it's listed at $249,900, and it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's 2 acres. And it has a barn with electricity, and the acreage is beautiful. It's a great lot it has a trailer on it that needs some TLC to it, and it could be removed, and then you built your home there on the 2 acreage. But it's all fenced in the backyard, and it has, like I said, a barn with electricity, and it's got new houses across the street from it. So it feels like you're in the country, but you're 5 minutes from everything over there. So give us a call for any of those listings or any other listing that you see. It doesn't matter if our sign is in the yard or not. We'll be glad to help you.
You want to give us a price on that one on Lovers?
That one is $269,900. $269,900.
$269,900.
Yes,
all right.
$269,900. And so just give us a call. We'd be glad to help you, whether it's land or a house or whatever. And it doesn't matter who signs in the yard, because you don't want to make a move without us. I got another one in there.
Well, thank you all for being with us. Stay safe this weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
All righty.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right. That is Judy Cox and Medina Himmentoller, 2 members of the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service. They're people you can trust, and don't make a move without us. Okay, about 18 before the hour of 8 o'clock. And here on a Friday morning, I want to welcome Melanie Mentor, who is the president CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Good morning.
Good morning.
Did I get that right?
You did get it right.
Good.
You did.
It's good to see you.
You did. Good to see you.
And I'll bet you're glad you're coming today and not Monday.
You know what? Today it's a good day. Today is a good day.
Well, I let you pick it. I said, I've got this one, and this one. And you said, well, the 18th. What's today? The 14th. Sounds good. So, okay.
Sounds good. We're here.
Well, it's good to see you. Of course, we got a new year going for us. Continue to believe we're almost half through January.
I really can't. What I really can believe is that MJ still had our Christmas parade folder that she gave me this morning, so it just takes me back just a few weeks, actually. Right. But yeah, it's been about a month since then, so that was quite an extravaganza we had that weekend.
Well, sometimes she's on the ball.
She is on it. She is on it. So I have Christmas in front of me, and it's January.
Yeah,
so
I
there you go.
Most of the time, I'll be nice. Well, we got a new year going, and what's new at the chamber, or is there anything new really?
Well, now, Coleman, there is always something new at the chamber. So, and then there are things that we just keep doing that people love, and the things that we want to do, for our community. But of course, right now we stand at 1,245 members.
1245.
1245.
Well, that's a good strong number.
It's a good strong number. It is. It's very strong. So there was very little retention. We did not have a lot of people that did not want to be a part of what we are doing. They saw what we did in 2020, where we had to pivot, and make changes. And so we are updating our boardrooms right now, even. We got laptops from Goodall Homes back at the end of 2020 for visitors that came in for the different areas. And then actually we have downstairs, we're working on our boardroom to make it Zoom accessible. So there will be things where you can see everyone can see each other on the table versus even what's going to be on the screen. So Zoom accessibility, we expect that to happen, of course, with all of our divisions and our roundtables. That's something that we really need in house.
Well, let me. You may have this in your notes, but mention this, and we'll go to our break. You have a annual membership meeting. It's more than that. It's a big show. You got one scheduled, I think, February maybe.
We do have one scheduled February the 10th.
February what?
10th.
February the 10th.
Thursday, February the 10th.
February 10th. Well, probably the most of the rest of that is secret at this time, but
I might tell you a little more.
You do put on the Ritz. That was the theme one time.
You remember that thing, putting on the Ritz?
Yeah,
yeah. And then there was the thank you very much. The Elvis.
Yes,
remember that?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We've had some really fun themes. We have.
And I don't know who thinks all this up, but we'll give you credit for it. It comes through you.
Well, we have a committee that likes to get together and talk about that, and also the new chairman. They like to give their input.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you might keep that in mind. We'll just throw that out here early this morning. Thursday, February the 10th, will be the Chamber of Commerce annual meeting. Where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Mill. Cocktails at 5:30. Dinner at 6, program at 7.
All right. Okay, we'll talk more to Melanie in a moment, but time now to take a break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $49.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, safety check too. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic still moving on 24 coming in from Murfreesboro. Just heavy up through the Hickory Hollow area. Same goes for that traffic flow now coming in from Montgomery County on 24 through Cheatham County. Also all that traffic coming in from Clarksville. It was a minor wreck 24 westbound near Harding Place. Warmer weather waiting for you. Check it out today at PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Get ready to be inspired at the Southern Home and Garden Expo presented by Wilson Bank and Trust. At this in-person event, you can connect with local vendors, explore new products and services, and meet our experienced local lenders who can help you bring your visions to life. Visit the Southern Home and Garden Expo at the Farm Bureau Expo Center in Lebanon on Friday and Saturday, February 11th and 12th, or visit WBTHomeGardenExpo.com for details. Giveaways and prizes will be featured at the event, so don't miss out. Wilson Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Mentor, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
With this Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. All right, I kind of interrupted you. I'm gonna let you take over. You got all kind of notes here. You got enough information. Probably go till 8:30, so I won't interrupt much.
No, that's fine. We can just chat sometimes too. It's all right, Coleman.
All right.
That makes it fun. I will say the game the other night, Georgia versus Alabama.
Georgia versus Alabama.
Uh-oh, I threw one on you. I threw a sports on you. So what'd you think?
What I thought was it was the best two college football teams in the USA.
I mean, that was an exciting game.
Yes, it was.
Really was. Fun game to watch. Okay,
You
so
didn't say which one you were for, and I didn't.
you
either.
know, I had to root for the Bulldogs this time.
It's been a longer time since they've been national champs, and I felt the
41
same
years.
way. Yep.
41 years. So I think
we had a local guy playing on the team too.
we did.
Yeah.
You know, Nick Saban, he's a fantastic coach. Reminds me of Steve Spurrier back in the day, MJ, with the Florida Gators. But, you know, they're epic, nice, just great coaches, and they're going to win most of the time. Yeah. So, but it was a good game, and it turned out, I think, the right way. So, anyway, moving right along, of course, just want to go back because it's hard to believe that in 2020 we were at Wilson 1 yesterday, and actually the president of the Watertown Chamber, Austin Floyd, looked at me and said, yeah, we're back into 2022. And I said, yes, we are. And you know, when you think about it, it's hard to believe because when we were in 2020, we thought, okay, this is a year of COVID. And we had the tornado. And then 2021, we thought, well, it's going to get better. And then now we're kind of reaching back into 2022. And that's where it comes to, you know, we have to still be safe, and this is probably not going to go away for a while. So how are we going to handle that at the chamber, and what are we going to do? So I just want everybody to know that we do look into those things. We monitor what is going on with people and their health, and making sure that everyone is socially distanced, that we wipe up after every meeting, things like that. We have things on our tables, and we have masks available. But I just think it's important for people just to respect other people, and that's all that we ask at the chamber. So there are times when we wear masks and times that we don't. I may be in my office most of the day, but certainly if someone comes in with a mask on, then we want to respect that. Mm-hmm. We don't really know, you know, the underlying details that they might have. So today we're having a very exciting event, and I just kind of wanted to mention that because it leads into this event that's very larger than most of our luncheons that we've had lately, especially since 2020. But our Government Relations Division is presenting Speaker James Olson, and it's today at 11:30. It starts at 11:30, and it's until 1, and it's basically sold out unless you can call and give us a really good reason that we want to pull out another chair for you. Of course we would. So then we will try to make that work. But he has had 30 years of service as an international spy for the CIA. And it's going to be at Baird Chapel at Cumberland University. He spied for his country. He thought it was the furthest thing from his mind when he was a farm boy. He was from Iowa. But the phone call changed his life forever. And in his presentation, he takes you inside the real world of being a spy. He describes the rigorous training they receive and the difficult dilemmas they face in the field on a daily basis. And he explains how the global war on terror affects everyone, and the country needs to know that the United States will be hit again within its borders. So this is something that's very, very interesting to a lot of people. I actually got to eat dinner with him last night locally with Sammy B's. So our past chair, Jeff Peterson, took us over. We were with Dr. Stum and Christy and Mitchell Bone and Melinda. And we had a great conversation. He talked a lot about he has 7 languages, and certainly I don't want to take anything away from him because he's going to have a lot of great things to say today. But he is truly a veteran, and he believes in what we are doing as a country. And one of his mentors was George W. Bush, Senior. So
how old is this gentleman approximately? You don't know.
I can't. That's like asking me how old I am. I might say the wrong thing.
He's been around.
He's been around. Yes, he certainly has. And his wife was also a spy. I mean, it's a very, very interesting story. So if they could be together, she became a spy as well. And they couldn't tell their children. They just thought they were on vacations all the time, and it's just a very interesting story. So
we're gonna have time to tell it.
Hey, we're gonna give him time. We are gonna have lunch. We're gonna honor our veterans that are there today. So that's something that we really wanted to do. We have of course, our partnerships with Cumberland University, and then also Wilson County, Buick, Chevrolet, GMC, and Hyundai.
Yeah.
So, and then RJ Young. So we want to thank those sponsors for actually, being a part of what we're going to do today. But he's fantastic. He spoke at an LSU banking seminar one time. So there are several people in town that have heard him that really recommended him coming. So
Well, I'm wondering, where does he live?
He lives in Texas.
Texas?
Lives in Texas.
Okay.
He says
But
he's right
not-
around that.
He's not a spy anymore, as far as we know.
Right.
As far as we know. Okay.
He's fascinating. He really is fascinating. So I hope most of you out there that are listening have.
But you got to have dinner with him last
I
night.
did.
That must have really been exciting.
It was because you really could, understand before he even walks up and tells everybody. And I'm sure he gave us very little information to, what he was actually going to talk about today. So exciting. So we're going to keep having exciting speakers like that. And we want to make sure that those that feel comfortable do come out. We are supposed to have 125 people today at Baird Chapel. So there are going to be, people there. And we actually have volunteers that are going to be there to help people get seated and to make sure that everything, is safe health-wise.
This is really a big occasion for you, especially to have someone of his caliber there to speak.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, actually being able to do something for the veterans, the veterans see us, come on Memorial Day and, the mayors talk to them and then they, do their different things on times of the year, Veterans Day in November. But this is just something that came up, that happened. And we said, we're so in on this. And Jeff had met him and then Kurt had met him from the banking, LSU banking. So it was just the right time.
Well, do you know what to do to spies that get caught? Sometimes, anyway. And if he and his wife both were successful in their ventures, and that's ventures, not because it's done more than one mission, no doubt.
That's right.
And they were successful and they survived. So
that's right.
I'm just kind of connecting the dots here. He must really be an exciting person.
He really is. He has a great sense of humor. He's really good. So we're really excited to have him come and speak to us. And like I said, we're going to continue to have those types of speakers through government relations and economic development. But of course, government relations, we can kind of go into that just a little bit. It's the year of politics. So
election year.
Elections are going to happen. People are picking up petitions, and certainly we will be promoting to vote. Of course, we don't say which way to vote, but we do encourage everyone to vote because that's a large part of our community, and the leaders that we choose are the ones that are faced with things every day, with challenges or with good times and bad times. So we want to make sure that we choose the right person. So we do already encourage people to vote. And then, of course, last year was a year of resignation, and then it seems like this is the year of retirement. So I guess that's kind of hand in hand, but I mean, so very interestingly enough. So, but we're going to move forward with our government relations group this year, and there'll be something planned once a month, some sort of luncheon planned or forums that will be planned for the rest of the year.
Very good.
And then our business recognition celebration, we started that in November of last year, and that's where we highlighted our 25-year members, and we talked about that when I was on the last time in November. It's hard to believe. And then we finalized in December our 50-plus members. So we honored those over at the arcade. So would like to thank Mike Manis and Hal Bone for having us over there for that celebration. It was a great time to get people together that they had not seen in a long time. There were probably at least 75 people there, but at least 125 were awarded the 50-year plus. So all of our ambassadors and all of our membership and our economic development will be going out to those businesses and presenting them a plaque. And then for 2022, we're going to continue that. So we'll do a 20-year and a 15-year and a 10-year plus, a 5-year plus, and we'll get all the way down by the end of the year to all of our 1,200 members. So we're pretty excited. It's a nice way that we can say thank you to the chamber, and we let them know how much they really mean to us. And we certainly don't want to leave the businesses out. We have fun doing community events, but the businesses are really what's important to us.
What else do you want to tell us? We got about 2 minutes here, Melanie.
Let me talk about some ribbon cuttings. Let's talk about some ribbon cuttings that are coming up because we had not had a lot of those. We had last year simply because of different things that were happening. But on January the 20th, we have a ribbon cutting ceremony. So that is Cloud 9. It's an open house and ribbon cutting ceremony. And it's if you go east up out of the square, there's the orange building that looks like it has the T on it. Cloud 9 is just to the right of that.
Okay.
So that's the location. Connie Contract is there, and she's also in real estate. So she is having a ribbon cutting and open house on that day. And then on the 28th, we had to reschedule because of snow, Jack's Guitarology. So he is on the square. He's really excited. Been in the store, and it just kind of brings a different light to you for something that's exciting music-wise on the square. So we're really excited to have him in to be on the square and to be a part of our community. So. And then in February, our first business after hours will be on the 15th, and it is Elite Rotorcraft. So those are the ribbon cuttings that are coming up. We mentioned the annual membership meeting and award celebration at the mill at Lebanon. We are very excited about that. Invitations will go in the mail this week. Of course, we waited a little bit of time to kind of see what was going to happen, but we're going to go forward with it. The theme is Denim and Diamonds. So we're pretty excited about that. What that truly means is, wear your best denim. If you want to come in a suit, that's fine. But if you want to wear a jacket and a pair of jeans, we're a more casual world. So, hey, bring it on. We're going to make it a lot of fun. It's going to be a little different than what we've done before, just to change it up for us in 2022.
All right. Very good. Thanks for being with us today. Good to see you. Have a nice weekend, and I guess you'll be closed Monday. If not, if you weren't going to be for the holiday, you would probably be for the snow, but we don't know yet.
I was going to say either one, but I'll be working, I'm sure.
All right.
Yes.
Melanie Mentor, Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. That's it for Friday. Have a nice weekend. Till Monday, I wish you a fantastic